Welcome back. State education leaders are reported to have spent hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars at a conference. Today, Republican lawmakers are demanding answers from the agency. Our Wisconsin State Capitol Bureau Chief Vanessa Kelson has reaction.
The Dairyland Sentinel reports the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction spent nearly $400,000 on a 4-day conference at a water park resort in the Wisconsin Dells for their 2024 test standards meeting. Now, Republican lawmakers are asking for more transparency from the department.
This affects every child in the state.
DPI explains every year the agency works with the Data Recognition Corporation to update the state's forward exam for students.
While these charges may seem in isolation, in a vacuum, out of line, we, as my colleague here referenced, we priced this contract overall, and we are currently paying less than almost every state in the country.
But Republican lawmakers, like State Representative Amanda Nedweski, says the price spent on this conference and the lack of public transparency surrounding it is a problem.
It's pretty mind-blowing to spend almost $400,000.
The department says to avoid exams being compromised, the conference shouldn't be fully public.
And we don't have a problem of folks participating in a meeting, recording things on social media.
The committee also raised concerns about the time it takes for DPI to fulfill open records requests.
It's just kind of disheartening to see that it's taken so long to get this information in the hands of the people who requested it.
DPI says with only 4 staff attorneys to handle the open records caseload and investigate any misconduct or licensing concerns, the department needs time.
So we're constantly juggling.
This hearing was called by the state's GOAT committee, which stands for Government Openness, Accountability, and Transparency. The committee's chair, State Representative Amanda Nedweski, says they plan to meet again in the coming months. From the Wisconsin State Capitol, Vanessa Kelson.